Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are tackling a challenge that I know so many of us deal with: how to make a small living space feel open, functional, and honestly, a place you're excited to come home to. We're going to explore how some really smart design can transform the home you have into a home you absolutely love. Okay, does this question feel a little too real? You know that feeling when your space just feels more chaotic than comfortable, a bit tight, maybe even a little overwhelming? You are so not alone in this. I mean, with housing costs the way they are, we're all learning how to get the most out of every square foot. But here is the good news. And I absolutely love this quote because it just nails the mindset we need to have. This isn't about feeling limited by your space, it's about seeing all the possibilities. With the right strategies, you can really maximize every single inch and create a home that just works. So, how are we going to do it? Well, we're going to break it all down into four key areas. First step, we'll make our furniture work way harder for us. Then we are going to declare war on the number one enemy of small spaces: clutter. After that, we'll get into the really fun stuff, the art of illusion, with some very clever visual tricks. And to wrap it all up, I'm going to share a super surprising place to find some truly genius ideas. All right, let's dive into part one: smarter furniture. I mean, think about it. The furniture takes up the most real estate, right? So if we nail this, we are already halfway to a space that feels so much better. The goal here is simple. Every single piece has to earn its keep. Okay, so this is a concept I want you to really latch onto: lazy furniture. You know what I'm talking about? That big couch that's, well, just a couch. It's taken up a ton of space for just one job. We want the exact opposite. We're looking for hardworking, multifunctional pieces that can do two or, hey, maybe even three different things for us. And here are some of those rock star pieces in action. You've got the storage ottoman. It's a seat, a footrest, and boom, hidden storage. The sofa that easily turns into a bed, giving you a guest room whenever you need it. And that lift-top coffee table? Now it's your work-from-home desk. It's all about making every single piece pull its weight. Okay, so beyond what the furniture does, we gotta talk about how it looks. Heavy, blocky furniture that's just sitting flat on the floor, it can really weigh a room down, making it feel darker and smaller. The solution is so simple, you're going to love it. Go for furniture with legs. Raising a sofa or a cabinet off the ground lets light and air flow right under it, and that instantly makes the space feel bigger. And here is why that works. It's a super simple but really powerful psychological trick. The more of the actual floor your eye can see, the larger your brain registers the room to be. So remember this golden rule next time you're shopping for anything. Okay, let's move on to our next big challenge, because it's all connected. If your home feels cramped, chances are it's not just about the size of the room. A lot of the time, it's really about the amount of stuff in the room. The enemy we are fighting here is something called visual clutter. It's that feeling you get when there's just stuff everywhere. Piles of mail, too many little knickknacks on a shelf, all the remotes on the coffee table. Your brain just gets overloaded. And here's the crazy part: even really nice things can become visual clutter if there's just too much of it out in the open. So how do we fight back? With some seriously smart storage. Instead of spreading out, you gotta go up. Think vertical. Floor-to-ceiling shelving gives you a massive amount of storage without taking up any more floor space. And don't forget those hidden spots, like under the bed. Oh, and here's a huge tip. Always aim for more closed storage than open shelves. That way you have a place to hide all the messy everyday stuff. But look, there's only so much you can actually store, right? Eventually, you gotta make some tough calls. But how do you decide what to keep and what to let go of when you're just not sure? Okay, this simple two-question framework is a total game changer for this. For anything you're on the fence about, just ask yourself these two things. If the honest answer to either one of them is no, then it's probably time to let it go. It's not about getting rid of everything. It's just about being really intentional about what earns a spot in your home. All right, now for the part that feels like actual magic. We have our hardworking furniture, we've got a plan for our stuff. Now let's play with perception. This is where we learn how to use a few little design tricks to fool the eye and make a room feel completely different. And these are our four main tools in our magic kit. We're going to look at how to use paint, color, light, mirrors, and even the direction of lines to visually stretch, lift, and totally expand your space. Now, this goes way beyond that old advice to just paint everything white. That can work, sure, but the real trick is using a single continuous color, light or even dark, to blur the corners of the room, making it feel bigger. And you can get even more strategic. Want the ceiling to feel higher? Paint it lighter than the walls. Want more depth? Make the wall at the very back of the room a lighter shade. It really works. If you remember one mirror trick, let it be this one. This is, hands down, the most effective thing you can do. By putting a big mirror directly across from a window, you're basically creating a second window. It bounces all that amazing natural light back into the room and makes the whole space feel brighter and way more open. You might not even realize it, but lines have this massive subconscious effect on how we perceive a space. If you use horizontal lines, say in a striped rug or on the wall, you'll make the room feel wider. If you use vertical lines, like floor-to-ceiling curtains hung up high, you'll draw the eye upward and make the ceilings feel so much taller. It's subtle, but it's so effective. Okay, can we all make a promise to each other? Let's step away from that single, harsh overhead light. You know the one I'm talking about. It just casts shadows and makes a room feel flat. Instead, you've got to layer your lighting. A mix of floor lamps, table lamps, and maybe a wall light creates these warm pools of light that add depth and make a space feel 1,000,000 times more inviting and spacious. So, we have covered furniture, storage, and all these cool visual tricks. But where can you find new, really innovative ideas to put this all into action? Well, the answer is probably not what you're expecting. You got it. Hotels. Seriously, think about it for a second. Hotel designers are absolute masters at packing the most function and style they possibly can into a tiny footprint. They have to be incredibly clever with every single square inch. And just look at the kind of genius ideas we can totally steal from them. They'll use a sliding screen instead of a solid wall to keep things feeling open. They have perfected that entryway drop zone with smart, built-in storage. And that extended headboard that also acts as the back for a little dining bench, that is absolutely brilliant. These are the kinds of smart, hardworking ideas we can bring right into our own homes. So, I'm going to leave you with a little homework. Look around your space right now. After everything we've talked about, what's one lazy piece of furniture or one corner that isn't really doing anything that you could make work a little harder? Because making a small space feel bigger really just starts with that one first change. Thanks so much for joining me.